This is the catch-up from the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro presented by Bonsoy. Finals day. Well, it went off. Here is the finals bracket, and Carissa Moore just went on a giant killing run, beating some of the form servers in the contest on her way to victory. It was quite remarkable, an emotional win for Carissa Moore. And we're going to have a look at some of those highlights as she achieved excellence right through her run from the quarterfinals.
Her just dominance throughout this entire event was undeniable. Her connection to the ocean was undeniable as well, but more than anything, where she was placing her turns was so convincing. The judges were absolutely loving it, but it was a quarterfinal against Caroline Marks into a really big semi-final against Betty Lou. These two had a bit of unfinished business, and Carissa dropped some of the biggest scores that we have seen all year. The highest combined heat total we've seen on the women's side of the tour this year with 19 points. We knew that something special was brewing here.
Absolutely. For a competitor to go 17 points plus from the quarterfinals onward is remarkable. For someone to go 19 points in a heat is amazing. She was throwing away 9-point rides in the semi. She was always going to be the surfer to beat. Coming up against Sawyer Lindblad, chasing her first CT win in the final. Sawyer really threw down the gauntlet to Carissa, but she answered with some big backhand hits.
Yeah, Sawyer really pushed the world champion Carissa Moore with a beautiful brand of forehand style of surfing. But just have a look at this, relish in it. It's vintage Carissa Moore on the backhand. Power, undeniable. Style, undeniable. And just pinpoint accuracy with all the placement of the manoeuvres. And she got the win in front of her husband and in front of her daughter.
Do you think it meant a lot to her? Of course it did. She was absolutely beaming in this special moment, Jessie.
Just seeing her hold her daughter, get cheered up by her dad and her husband, you can really see it is a team effort. There's so much family involved in Carissa Moore in this win, and a lot of tears were had in the presentation.
Yeah, big jump up the ratings for Carissa Moore, but she's still got work to do. The young guard, they're holding their position at the top end of the rankings. But when you look at the last three event winners, it's been impressive from the veterans. Lakey Peterson, Stephanie Gilmore, and now Carissa Moore.
They are holding it down. They're really proving that they mean business. I love that Steph and Carissa have come back and already won events, and we're only just finished top 4 of the season. Who knows what can unfold the rest of the year?
It is going to be so fun to watch as we dive into the men's finals bracket here at the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, and it was a stacked quarterfinal lineup, Rich.
Yeah, it certainly was. The bottom half of the draw from the quarterfinals on, all goofy footers. And we know that they've been relishing at the conditions here in Manu Bay at Raglan on the forehand. An incredible performance for Italo Ferreira moving through the draw. Miguel Pupo in the quarters. Iago Dora in an incredible matchup, and then getting the win in the final. But look at this, mastery in the air. Italo Ferreira, we know he is the Energizer Bunny, and he loves to surf with a full tilt attack. And he really showed an incredible amount of variety today on these waves. Take into the air multiple times on one wave, but also mixing it up with some beautiful snaps and power hacks all the way down the line. He just looked on today from the word go.
Yeah, he sure did. Had to overcome Miguel Pupo in the quarters. Miguel's been surfing so beautifully. Iago Dora in the semis, and then came up against Morgan Cibilic in the final. And Morgan looked like a man on a mission. His backhand, it really was a class above the rest of the field, the regular footers in the draw. And he put good numbers up against Italo early, but this is such a hard attack to fight.
I just cannot believe just the gear that he found in this final. It felt like, you know what, Morgs might just do this, but then Italo found this whole other side of his surfing where he was doing 3 airs, 1 waves, hitting the lips harder than we've seen him hit the entire event so far. And to also take down Iago Dora in the semi-finals, who has arguably been the informed surfer of the event. We knew that it was going to lead up to something pretty big. To do what he's doing on these waves, go to the air so high and land in the most critical parts as well. The judges, he forced their hands and they had to throw down some really big scores.
Yeah, much like the women's final, the challenger, Morgan Cibilic, put up an excellent score, almost a 9-point ride, but Italo Ricci saved his best performance for the last heat of the contest.
He sure did, and this forehand wizardry, he just extinguished the backhand attack of Morgan Cibilic, who you said put up some great numbers, but how do you fight against this thing? He's got all of the repertoire to really just lay out here on these beautiful groomed walls of Raglan, and Italo just felt at home, you know, so connected. He came early early, practiced a lot, and just honed everything down to the mark where he was just feeling so good. And he got the win, dedicating it to his wife and baby back home, back in the winning circle, the world champ for Brazil. And now he's eyeing off that world title.
He sure is. Moving into number 1 on the rankings, Italo Ferreira, and have a look how compressed those tallies are at the top end of the men's ranks.
Oh, so many Brazilians. 1, 2, 3, 4, all representing that Brazilian flag. George Pitter moving down from 2nd to 5th as well. Still so far in contention. We really have an incredible world title race starting to brew.
What a contest. Check out the worldsurfleague.com website for more highlights, athlete updates, and full heat replays from the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, and tune in June 5 for the Surf City El Salvador Pro. It's going to be a big one.